for joining us for our Physical Security University training presented by Access, the IT Factor, Why You Should Be Selling Physical Security. My name is Vanya Stegner, and I am the Marketing Manager with Physical Security team here at Ingram Micro. Before we begin, I do want to go over a couple of housekeeping items. The lines are currently muted and will remain so for the duration of the webinar. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and enter them into the Q&A box that's located in your lower right-hand corner of your screen, or you can click the Q&A button at the top and it'll pop up there for you. We'll be announcing the raffle winner for the Access camera after the presentation. So hang tight and we'll announce the winner shortly. Following the webinar, we will send out an email with today's recorded presentation as well as the contact information. So if you don't forget to ask a question during this time, you will be able to reach out to the presenter afterwards. The presenter today is Josh. He is the Distribution Account Manager with Access. Josh is an Access certified professional with over 12 years of experience in the network video and physical security industry. He has also had years of experience in inside sales, outside sales, and distribution management. So with further ado, please welcome Josh.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And just to let you guys know, I'm sharing the desktop here, so I'm not sure that I'll be able to see all your questions. So if as questions arise or if you write in a question, Anya, perhaps you can let me know what that question is, or we can just address it at the end. Either fine. But and thank you guys for getting on the call here. Because I don't know exactly who's attending and what your experience is, I'm going to just make the assumption that your knowledge of Access and/or physical security or the network video market is fairly limited. So going into it with that, if you know quite a bit about this, I apologize if I'm repeating information that you may already know. But I just want to let you know that's how I'm going to address this. And just to speak to my background again, I mean, I've been with Access, actually just came up on 12 years here. So I was never in the analog business, selling VHS or DVRs. I've been with Access since 2002, late 2002. So I've really seen the migration from analog to IP. So I definitely can speak to that in a multitude of capacities. So this presentation, what I'm going to go over today is why it makes sense for IT bars, IT integrators, whatever you want to call this segment, why you guys to get into physical security and specifically network video, of course. As I'm concerned, not many folks in your position have entered into this industry yet. And from our side, we look at it, of course, we're deep in this, or knee deep in this, if you would. So for us, it seems fairly obvious, but you guys obviously have your core competencies that you work on, and I think it's not something that seems obvious in any way, because it's physical security. It's not something you guys have done. But I really hope that after seeing this, you'll twice about that and look to, at the very minimum, of the physical security market and why it might make sense for you guys to enter it. So let's go through this. I understand you guys can't really answer me right now, so these are, I guess, rhetorical questions, but I think that they speak to a couple of different questions and/or concerns that folks in the or that are not in the physical security industry have. So the first one here, of course, I'll just read it out. What percentage of an average network video solution sale is comprised of actual cameras? And I'm looking at, the overall dollar amount. If you're looking at a $20,000 security system, the answer to this, I just realized that there is no A, B, C, or D, but you can imagine which one's which. The answer is 20 to 30%, which would be B. And why this is important, and frankly, this is one of those things that you're going to take away anything from this presentation. This is really important. A lot of folks feel or think or assume that a physical security solution cameras because that's the obvious, that's the sexy component, that is the crux of the entire solution, and it is. But the reality is, when you're selling a solution, again, as this states, and this is legit, it's about, let's say, 20, 25, 30% usually. And the reason why this is important is because presumably you guys are already selling to your customers servers, switches, NAS drives, software, or IT products. And just sold some to one of your customers last year. And it's not a situation where you could go in and be like, hey, do you want to upgrade your servers again? And they're going to say, well, you just upgraded me last year. This is another reason, and a very good one, to go back to your customer, who might be, but to go back to your customer and say, hey, do you have a need for physical security? Do you need cameras? And it's one of those things that if you simply ask the question, they're going to need something. Whether they need one camera or 101 cameras, obviously depends with different customers and their situation. But more, whether you like it or not, and some people are obviously, anti-Big Brother, but the reality is more and more cameras are going up. Every different level you can think of. Some of the big ones, of course, are retail, education, transportation, buses, trains, airports. You walk through here, there's cameras everywhere. So if you say, do you have any need for physical security? And they say yes, if you sell them, or if you do sell them 10 cameras, you also have to sell them some of these other components. So it's not just a camera sale is what I really want to drive home here. This is a conduit to get more sales of other products and a much larger sale than just cameras. So that's number one there. Another thing and another issue, and this has certainly changed over the years, but the section, how many cameras does Axis offer under the MSRP of $600? A lot of people, and for good reason, had the assumption or understanding that all network cameras were super expensive. For many years, especially folks in the physical security industry, they said, we're going to buy a network camera for $1,000 when I can buy 5 analog cameras for $1,000. And that's, in some cases, a legitimate price. What I tell you now is this offers, at this point, probably 130 different cameras, maybe more actually. We put up products all the time, but we actually have over 50 cameras under $100 at this point. So not all the products that we sell and all the cameras that are out there, and I can only speak for Axis, but not all the network cameras that we sell are super expensive cameras. There are lots in the $200 to $300 to $400 range for indoors because they don't have to be weatherproof. So things here I want you to kind of take home. They may have been assumptions you have or didn't have, but that a network video solution is more than just a camera sale. So there are lots of options that are going to break the bank for your customer, especially if they just want to go, they just want to put 2 or 3 or 4 cameras, in their coffee shop or something, or in their building to look at the front door, back door, and the lobby area, for instance. So let's keep going here. Another reason why network VARs should be getting into network video, in our opinion, because you're already doing 95% of the work. You guys have already installed this entire system here, if you're looking at it, but except for the actual cameras. And you'll note on the left side here, you have network cameras, true network cameras with power over Ethernet, which I would say 97% of our cameras at this point are PoE. So as you guys know, PoE is just Ethernet coming from the PoE switch to the camera. And the is 325 feet, just like any other Ethernet run, but we have repeaters, self-powering repeaters, so you can actually double, triple, or in some cases quadruple the run if you need to. So that most people set them up at this point. Customer says, you know what, I just bought 12 cameras last year. I would like to add network cameras, but I don't want to have two separate systems. I don't want to throw out the cameras I just bought last year. They actually use what's called a video encoder, which is on the left here, that takes analog cameras in. So it takes the coax connection into the encoder, and we have 1, 4, and 16 port versions. Take cameras in, and then encoder is PoE. It connects to a switch, a PoE switch, and now those analog cameras are on the network and function essentially as network cameras in terms of access. You can access them via the address of the encoder, and or it also works with management software, and pretty much any video management software you can think of out there. It works with those software platforms the exact same way as an Axis camera would. The asterisk I would say is that if your customer has cameras that are, old, black, white, just crappy picture, video encoder is not going to make them look better. It's just going to put that crappy picture online. So take into consideration when they say, I think I just want to use encoders. If they're 7 years old, you got your money's worth out of them. It would make a lot more sense, instead of buying encoders, to buy even a couple of $200 cameras. It's going to look a heck of a lot better than encoding the old analog cameras. So that's what to think about. But the take from this slide here is that you guys are already doing this. The cameras or the encoder, but let's just speak to the cameras. The cameras are just another node of the network. They're another IT product on the network. So to the encoder, to the switch, they're on the network, and you can use software, and there's wizards. It's very easy to manage and record these cameras once they are on the network. This is just another picture of what we just spoke about, but let's see here. The slide hasn't really changed since, the 10 years we've been kind of saying, no, not 10 years, 5 years we've been saying this. The market is moving towards digital. This speaks to the technology industry at this point. Security and video surveillance is the same. The surveillance has gone from VHS or camera, and interestingly enough, if you're not aware, some of the oldest technology in the industry right now is actually in Vegas still. As you can imagine, renewing and or switching out 1,000 cameras at a casino would take a bit of time and money, especially you're talking about a 24-hour operation that doesn't shut down. So there are actually quite a few that are running a camera on the floor, and then there's a coax connection that runs all the way back to the security room, wherever it is, and that hooks into a VHS recorder. And they pay one or two guys to switch out tapes every 8 hours, constant, all day, every day. And then they library the tapes until they reuse them again, 30 days later. I saw a couple of these rooms when I used to be a regional sales manager out in Southern California, and it floored me. And that was years ago, and a lot of them still have this, which is incredible. Anyway, it's gone from VHS to Lexers to DVRs, and now we are at IP, and of course puts everything on the network and allows you to more easily store, scale, search for whatever you want from these cameras. So aggressive scan. In addition to that, you've got wide dynamic range, HD TV. We have forensic capture now, which is an upgraded wide dynamic range that has just come out in the last few months in our newest products. Obviously, from a storage standpoint, you can use NAS drives, servers, SD cards. A lot of our cameras can take an SD card, so you can record straight to camera. And the cameras are powerful enough to send 3 simultaneous streams, so you can actually record straight to your camera at the highest resolution, highest frame rate, but you could record a much lower bandwidth stream, let's 5 frames per second, at a lower resolution to an offsite location if you wanted to. So you could have a backup. You have a backup to a backup if you wanted to. So there's tons of different options there. Obviously, you can go wireless instead of PoE. We have some cameras that are wireless. But it's just everything's moving digital at this point. I can tell you that when I started in 2002, I'm not talking about access, I'm talking about network video, and at the time we were one of the only network video companies because we invented it in 96, and this is 2002, so 6 years later, it was only 1% of the market. Network cameras and network video was 1% of the market. Now it is about 45%, just up on the cusp of 50%. So it shows you how much things have changed in the 12 years. And I just kind of spoke to this already, I guess, but so slide is surveillance is not just for, hey, I see whoever sold that book from the store. People are now using video surveillance for a lot more stuff, especially in the retail industry. People are using it for, research. They want to know when somebody comes in a store, which way when they come in the front door. Do they go left? Do they go right? Which cameras do they go to? Do we have lines building up in certain locations? When cap are people stopping at? Which one are they not stopping at? And because we're able to charge more for certain end caps that get more traffic. Station, people. This doesn't have to be just retail. This could be anywhere. This could be a bank as well. If somebody comes in and just pretends to slip and fall, this happens all the time, and they wherever they are for slip and fall in many cases. But if they have a video that shows the person dropping their own drink on the ground and slipping, or just falling, that's going to save them a tremendous amount of money. So it's not all just, I want to see who held up the teller. There's many, many, many uses for this now. And the reason why that being just important in itself, when getting the money for a solution, sometimes, I know with our bigger customers, especially the retail ones, it's not just the management group or the quote-unquote security group for that store, for instance. It's not just them paying for it. Marketing's paying a little bit for it. HR is even paying. It's coming out of the HR budget even a little bit because of the slip and fall situation. So it can help in many, many ways. But the reality is it's not just used for what's on TV, basically. I know this already. Is unstoppable. Interoperability is inevitable. Like I already mentioned before, on the network. I mean, you can buy a refrigerator now that goes on the network and tells you when you're out of milk. So, cameras, it was going to happen. It was invented in, like I said, in 96. We invented it in 96, and it's come a long way from there. And now it's on a large scale. I say large scale. Anything cameras are over, it really doesn't make sense for a customer to go with an analog solution at this point. From a mobility standpoint, but then also a feature standpoint, management. I mean, the reality is you can log into these cameras either directly to the camera or through a software application from anywhere. You can change the focus, you can change the view, you can autofocus, you can do remotely now with solutions. And all this stuff was just simply not available with the older technology. And something I should also point out here, the physical security industry is growing at industry is growing a little bit around 10% right now, and then the network video market's growing a bit higher than that. Let's say I think it's 15%. Access, I can tell you since I've been here, on average has grown about 25% per year. I believe because the general security market. So who goes and has hooked up a VHS 12 years ago or DVR with analog cameras. Some guys have made the switch and have whether it's going back to school or just learning on the job to set up network-based solutions, but a lot of them have not. A lot of them are still selling analog. Why analog? And part of the reason why analog is still 50% of the market. But I meant this because the industry is growing. We know cameras are are more prevalent than ever, and they're just going to get more and more. They will just continue to go up everywhere, every vertical. But you have a shrinking market in the physical security market. You're shrinking installer base because many of them are a little older. They don't want to learn the new technology. I'm just stick with what I know. So you have industry, a shrinking installer base, and there's a ton of room for folks who actually know what an IP address is. And I'm not saying that in a disparaging way. It's just the reality of it. They know what an IP address is. They know what a NAS drive is. They know what a PoE switch is, how to install software and run the wizard to set up cameras. Things like this. These are things you guys know how to do that a lot of these folks that have been in the physical security industry for 25, 30, 40 years either don't want to learn or are really having a hard time learning. And so there's a huge void right now that to be filled by the IT VAR, in our opinion. Actually knows how to set this stuff up and is already setting up 95% of the system, as I mentioned before. So I mentioned there that for an enterprise level, especially multi-site, it is service for anybody to go with anything by IP. One market that has kind of held on to the DVR, camera, 8 camera, even 16 camera systems, and a small MB type installation at these at some of these verticals, you want to call it that. But now, I mentioned in the last couple of years, as we have put out more and more products that are below, below $100 or below $5 or below $4 or below even $200, we've put out that, plus we've put out free software that manages and records up to 16 cameras to a NAS drive. You can Buffalo 5200 NAS drive in both sizes that works with our free software and any of our cameras. You can put together a very cost-effective small solution for 3 cameras, 6 cameras, 7 cameras, 12 cameras that made a video solution a lot more cost-effective for really small installations, whereas DVR type solution still kind of a foothold for a long time in that niche. That said, a huge number of physical security solutions are still small systems. The average physical security solution is 4 cameras approximately, and 60 cameras or less makes up, I believe, over 75. I think it's between 75% of physical security solutions. So if you're thinking here as I'm talking to you that, well, I don't really work with Starbucks. I'm not going to go around and down the Starbucks account and start selling all kinds of cameras to them, saying you don't need to. Most of your customers, if we're from a coffee shop to a school to a dentist office to whatever, all of these folks are good potential customers that have physical security. If they don't have security surveillance cameras, they probably should, or they've at least thought about it. If you let them know that you do provide it, or you can provide it, if something does happen, God forbid, and it doesn't need to take something catastrophic, just something little, like, we keep seeing all the pens in the back room, or where the heck are all the cups going, little things like this, they want to know, or, hotel wants to know, is somebody sitting at the front desk? I need to know if somebody's waiting for somebody at the front desk and how often this is happening, and now somebody can log in from anywhere to see that. So it's not just for multi-site or enterprise-level solutions now. Network video is perfect for all different sizes, anywhere from 1 camera all the way up to thousands. And some pictures. Let's see here. This speaks to the surveillance market. As I mentioned, it is growing. I think 8% for network video. It's actually 25%. This is in 2011. It did slow down. I'm just saying here, if you look in the bottom left, this is the IMS research, which is the foremost expert on physical security. They do a research every year, or put out a report rather every year on this. So it's slowed down a bit here as the come down a little bit, but I can tell you it's still in around the 20% range. It's not quite 25% right now. But the is, network video is a huge portion of this market. And as of 2011, so I can tell you now it's much like 50-50. And if we're talking about an $18 billion industry, there's obviously a lot of room to get in there. Mentioned Axis invented network camera back in '96, and at that point, and like I said, network video was less than 1% when I started in 2002. And this has nothing to do with me, but Axis is now the biggest supplier of cameras, security cameras in the world. So analog, any type of camera, Axis is the biggest player in the surveillance market. Just happen to also do network cameras, and as you can imagine, then we're the biggest player by far in the network camera market. For the information here, the IT factor, which is, of course, it's kind of a cute way of saying the IT factor. Asked a bunch of, we had a study done, an independent study, where they asked end users a bunch of questions. And important ones here. If you look at the first one, I'm not going to just read this slide to you, but of physical security and surveillance, 91% of the respondents said that IT is involved today. It's important, of course, because you guys are the ones working with the IT department. So when it comes to surveillance, most, especially small companies, don't have a surveillance department or even a facilities department necessarily. But they do, let's say a school, it's the rent-a-guard that's at the school making the decisions on what kind of physical security solution they're going to have now. Because going on the network, they're the IT department, and the IT department is the one that's making really ultimately the big decision on what kind of physical security solution that they're going to put in. And in managing it, as you can imagine, if it's on the network, then the IT folks are responsible for it. So, I mean, that speaks to the second bullet there. Who has influence at the bottom table of 47% said IT. Look at the storage usage. I mean, that's a lot of data in some cases. Then, needless to say, where it says 40% said 11 to 25 terabytes, the enterprise level solution. That's not your average mom and pop store. But again, it speaks to if you can sell, if you sell them cameras, they're going to need. So this is all stuff you can sell them as well, in addition to the cameras. And so, business intelligence, we talked about that. It's not just about forensics or, catching the killer or something like that. There's a lot more that this is being used for, besides just criminal. We put this out, I think we actually put it out last year, or it's going to be coming out soon, but, what is a network camera? And essentially, if you really think about it, it's a computer that can see. And these cameras have a computer inside them, actually a pretty powerful computer. And so we do this because we want to make folks like yourself more comfortable with the idea of this. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I've met with a ton of IT VARs over the years. I've met with security VARs as well. And just those two things right there are really starting to mesh now. You have IT/security VARs at this point that do both, obviously. But a lot of folks in the IT market, I'll ask them, I'll say, hey, are you putting in network cameras now? Are you doing network video? And they'll say, no. And I say, well, are your customers not asking for it? Like, no, they're for it, but we don't do it. So I just tell them to, call Joe, whatever camera company down the street to do the installation. Besides the fact that that's, am I throwing money out the window because it's something they can do, the reason they shouldn't be doing it is because these cameras are, again, just computers. These are products that you guys already sell. They just happen to be computers that see. They use all this technology that you guys very likely, you guys probably know, I know you know, I have I have more about these terms that are listed on this page here than I do. And this stuff that you're seeing in the IT market already, It just applies to cameras as well. So we want to take the veil off and show the bars that this is not a scary thing. I mean, yes, you got to probably learn about lenses and horizontal view and where's the best place to put a camera in a room. But the reality is it's a heck of a lot easier to learn that stuff. The other side of it, where you know how to handle bright light coming in from a window, but you don't know what OS even stands for, and what IP filtering is, and you don't know what a bit rate would even mean or how it would be applied or important to consider. So these you guys already know. You hard stuff. You just have to learn little things, and I'll mention this, but we have all over the country in different cities. We did hundreds of trainings this year, but they're all over the place. You can take a 1-day, 2-day, or 3-day course, and you can learn a lot of the stuff that you are a little afraid of a couple of days. That's easy, really, relatively speaking. You can know the hard stuff. Let's go with Access. Why Access Communications? I'm going to play a quick video here, and then I'll talk more about it.
Access, we have a vision. A vision that has inspired us to become the leading name in network video surveillance. It has been since the day we were founded in 1984 and continues to drive us each and every day to wait, to experiment, and to overcome the challenges that stand in the way of progress. Back in 1996, our vision inspired us to develop the world's first network camera, initiating the shift from analog to digital surveillance. It inspired us to develop the first video encoder, and to break new ground with technologies such as Light Finder, which enables cameras to capture full-color images in the lowest lighting conditions, and HD TV, which offers the sharpest images even at maximum zoom. Our vision has driven us to create the most innovative and extensive range of intelligent surveillance cameras and security solutions on the market today. It underpins our entrepreneurial culture and the deep-rooted passion for innovation that impels every Access employee to be open-minded, to push boundaries, to think, and never say it can't be done. It drives us to increase our presence across the globe, expand into both emerging and new markets. It puts us to seek out and work with leading experts, combining their knowledge with ours to create new and unique solutions that precisely meet the needs of our customers. It's the long-term relationships we have with our network of partners, and has shaped our beliefs from wisdom of developing easy-to-use technology on an open platform, to the these companies have to minimize their environmental impact, and it stands on issues such as green surveillance and human rights. So, what is it that inspires us each and every day? It's enabling businesses and people to create a smarter, safer world. And together, step by step, we're making it happen.
Okay, so as you might listen there, you probably saw some European landscapes. Access is a Swedish company, and anybody that cares. So we're on the Swedish Stock Exchange. Our U.S. headquarters is in Massachusetts, Chelmsford, Massachusetts. That's where I am right now. We're all over the world. I mean, we're truly a global company. We have presence in 37 countries, probably even more now, and over 1,200 employees. Actually, that's much higher at this point. I don't remember when this particular slide was made, but I know it's much higher at this point. So what's also important, too, is we have a TP program, Technology Partner Program. We work with virtually every big hard manufacturer out there so that we can work, whether it's HD from an access control standpoint, or C from a storage standpoint, or Dell, or Disk, Buffalo. I could name a ton. But we work with those guys, and then we also on a software end, with access control software or video management software, we have over 600 partners. That goes for also mobile software applications. So any video management software, whether it's desktop, server run, mobile applications, any you can possibly choose to work with Access. And that's in part because Access is the biggest player in the market. It just makes sense to make your software work with the biggest player. But also, they've told us we are the easiest to work with, both from a personal standpoint, because we have over, at this point, over 100 engineers in Sweden working on product and design. So we have tons of engineers to work on this stuff, but our platform is very easy to work with as well. So for anybody real technical, that hopefully plays a big part in your mind. I don't need to really go into too much of this. I already talked about this, but we are the market leader. From a business standpoint, from a distribution standpoint, we sell only to distribution. We have now 6 distributors here in the United States. Distributors sell to all of our resellers, systems integrators, VARs, folks self. Leaders sell to those folks, and then you guys sell to the end user. We never sidestep any of these. We never sell to an end user. We don't sell to a reseller. We always go through distribution. And distributors have essentially signed an agreement with us saying they will not sell to an end user. And if they do, then this count is significantly cut. Let's just say that. So we believe in this model. We've done this model at least for the last 12 years here. I know since it's been 10 years because we started years after I got going. But we follow this model, so I can assure you that our business practices are industry by far, and we're here to help you guys sell. Is really what it comes down to. And we have now we have a salesperson in definitely in every major city. I think we have 60 at this point, if not close to 70. There's folks all over. If you sign up as an Access partner, if you haven't already, you definitely should. It's something you can do through Ingram very easily. But once you get signed up as a partner, you're going to have an outside salesperson and an inside salesperson and a US-based tech support group that's right here in Chelmsford, and a marketing person all at your disposal to help you get into the industry and help you start selling product. Solutions, we have tons of white papers, case studies. All the stuff is available to you, whether you want soft copies or you want professional hard copies. We can send that to you. We can't everywhere, but certainly there are certain verticals where the adoption rate has been higher. Education, unfortunately, due to some bad circumstances over the years, really starting with Columbine, education was probably the big adopter of network video, but that retail in the last few years has really caught up. We work with some of the biggest retailers out there in the world: Target, Home Depot, Starbucks, I believe as well now. So I'm not sure I'm even supposed to be saying those, but anyway, we work with a lot of the big boys at this point. So that has become huge. A lot of transportation, whether it's bus stations, airports. Chances are, if you go through some of these big locations now and you look up, chances are it's probably an Access product. And we have a wide range, so we give you guys a lot of options. On the flip side, we have a very wide range of products, which it is so important that you would have an inside and outside salesperson and tech support at your disposal working with Access. It's daunting to get the price list or the cheat, as we call it. There's a soft copy of this cheat sheet, and it has all our products, pretty much going in the order of price. And like I said, there are hundreds. So there are a lot. It can be a little daunting, but we have folks that can help you. And if it's easier for you, you just contact us, either call or email and say, hey, here's the situation. I've got a doctor's office that needs a camera in the front door, back door, lobby area, and then one looking down the hallway. What do you suggest? And very quickly, the inside salesperson here is going to send you a good, better, best option for the different scenarios. I'll tell you what software to get, and they'll tell you what NAS drive to get if you want to go with a NAS drive. So, I mean, they lay it out very, very easily for you, but important to note that we have these resources, whereas I can tell you with completely most of our competitors do not have anywhere near the same resource base. So these are the reasons you would go with Axis, as we talked about. These goals, and there's, I've heard here so many different scenarios that you wouldn't even imagine. But those are the big ones. This is a dated list. I mean, it's much in this at this point. Our most popular products are these little mini domes. I just put this slide in here to give you an idea. And again, this is a resource that you'd have at your disposal. But if your customer says, I need to put a camera in my store, what kind of picture am I going to get? This is a great way to show them. You can say, hey, listen, the different options in model, the Axis model number, the camera model number is there. And it shows you what kind of field of view you're going to get from the camera in this type of scenario. It certainly plays, it helps out quite a bit in showing, what you might go with, or helping you decide, or helping them decide. Axis partner, it's easy. Matt Petratus, I don't believe he's on the call, but Matt Petratus is our funded head and our main product guy, Axis guy at Ingram Micro. He can send you a link that you can just go to and sign up, or you can go to axis.com, go to partner pages, and you can just not enter the partner pages, sign up as a partner. When you become a partner, then access to our partner pages, which you access to a tremendous amount of different resources, and it also allows you to register projects for your discounted pricing. You're going to get a better price just as a partner, and if you sell more product, you move up from authorized to silver to gold, and you get a better price. But you can also, for large projects over 10K, you register for project pricing. Ingram's running a promotion right now for even projects under 10K that use our Axis Camera Station software. There's a really sizable discount right now on those projects. So it could be cameras with Axis Camera Station, and you're going to get a really big discount with that. From a part standpoint, the reason you would be denied in the program is if you are essentially just an online reseller only. And I apologize if any of you folks are on here and if I wasted your time, but you're just at your house looking just to sell cameras at 3 points and just push them through the door, or actually never even see the product, just have it shipped directly to the customer from Ingram. You're not going to be let in the program. We're looking for true VARs, true integrators, folks putting a solution together, not just an online box pusher. So those would not be let in, but anybody else who's a VAR integrator is going to be let in open arms, and we're here to help you guys out. The video real quick here. Program.
The Axis Partner Network is your fast track to business success. We have the industry's largest partner community in 179 countries. Together, we innovate, share, and lead to the complete business solutions. As the world leader in network video, we offer a wide portfolio of award-winning products and technologies. But we don't sell direct. We're committed to finding business through our distributors. We offer system integrators and resellers, class training, and the industry's only professional certification. And we work with software vendors to integrate new technologies, products, and capabilities via consistent open platform interfaces. We also work alongside hardware vendors to optimize end-to-end network performance. And we offer our consultants comprehensive system design support through tools and sales engineering. The Axis Partner Network is a true network of opportunity, empowering partners to innovate, share, and grow.
Oop. So that's a little look. There's a lot more to it. These are some of the features that are actually on the pages. Something to take here. The R demo program, I'm 50% off now. You can get, it was 40, but I think we bumped it up to 50, I believe. But any product, you can get any Access product through Ingram for demo purposes. So you get one of each product in theory if you wanted to at 50% off. And if you're serious about getting into this industry, I would strongly recommend you taking advantage of this, even if it's just a couple of cameras. And, you know, whether you're going to put it up in your office so you can have it where somebody can log in, or you can go to your customer, pull up your, your iPhone there, and you can pull up your camera and say, hey, this is the camera live at our office. Or you bring the camera with you and you bring a laptop and you show them how to hook it up. There's either way, it's a very powerful sales tool. I can tell you that I've done presentations, and then at the end I say, well, you can plug your phone too with this free app that you can download. And if I should have just showed them that, they didn't even really care about the rest of it, the rest of the stuff. People want to be able to see their cameras on their iPhone. So, if you're a store owner and you're a franchisee and you own 3 different stores, can't be, of course, at all 3 places at the same time. Be able to log in and see your stores at any time through a web app or through a phone app is a really powerful tool. So, that's something that people love to see. Access Academy, as I mentioned, if you go on access.com/academy, we have a huge list. We keep adding every year, but we do hundreds of trainings every year all over the country. Chances are, if you go on there, we have for the rest of the year. But if they haven't already, they're going to put up the schedule for 2015, or at least the first half of 2015. Be able to see when Access is coming to your town or a town near you. And I would take advantage of it, either a one-day sales training, or you can get 2 or 3 day technical trainings. I believe a 3-day boot camp where if you're pretty good with physical security already or Access, you take 3 days of training, and then you can take the Access Certified Professional test at the end of it to get certified. As the video mentioned, we're the only company out there in the physical security market that has a network video Access Certified Professional certification. So it really does carry some weight in the industry for sure. And that's pretty much it. So I'm I know Vanya was going to send you my contact info. It's here as well. Matt Petratus is main contact at Ingram Micro. He can get it up as an Access partner. He can register projects for you or help you with it. He can help choose product if you want to. But like I mentioned, keep in mind, this is a growing industry with a shrinking installer base. B, if you sell customer cameras, you're also going to sell them other products, PoE switches, servers, NAS drives, routers, Cat5 cable, Cat6, whatever. You're going to sell them other product. And I forget what my C was, but as an Access partner, you're going to have a ton of resources at your disposal, more than any other vendor can absolutely assure you. Outside sales, tech support. If it's a large project, we even have design engineers, sales engineers that can come out, do job walks with you, or outside sales folks can do job walks. So you have a tremendous amount of resources here at Access to help you be successful in this market, especially as in the beginning. If you're a little tentative to get into it because this is not your forte, it's our forte, and we can help you be successful. So. Guys, for hopping on here. I hope it was informative. And if you have any other further questions, obviously you can ask me now, or you give me an email or call later.
Presentation, Josh. Thank you. So that said, if you guys have questions, you can enter them quickly into the Q&A box. So on that, I want to announce the winner of the camera. So we selected out of a random raffle winner, Ken from Networks Group is the winner of the Access camera. So congrats, Ken, and I will be sending you an email just to confirm the shipping and all that fun stuff for your prize. and questions? Okay, so we don't have questions, but like we said, we're going to send out Josh's contact info, and that way you can reach out to him and Matt directly. And I mentioned earlier, we will be sending out an email with the recorded presentation of today's presentation, and then as well as the presenter's contact info. So thank you all for your time, and have a great rest of the day.